All right, we are making some progress on this transplant stuff. We're about 4 or 5 days in now, and so far, so good. Starting to feel some of the effects of the treatments. I finished up with radiation yesterday, and then I started on the two chemo treatments today, and then I have one tomorrow. So, almost through all the nasty stuff, and then we can get the fresh cells on Tuesday, and then we'll be all good from there. It'll just be all recovery from then on. So, got something to look forward to, coming up in the next few days, and just a matter of powering through these really crappy treatments that are unfortunately necessary. So, yeah. They've been giving me a ton of fluids. My face blew up like a balloon. I feel like my eyes are just puffed in. I can't even see out of them. But yeah, it's been a lot of just appointments, infusions, and a lot of downtime too, just hanging out. But overall, so far, pretty good. Radiation, that was kind of a weird thing. I've never done that before, so I had no idea what to expect. But when I first walked into the place and saw the setup with the fixture and the beam and all that, I was like, there's no way I'm getting on this thing. It looks like an electrocution chair. Like, how do people get to that point, to standing on this fixture? I'll put a picture on the screen so you guys can see it, but I had to just will myself to do it, and ended up not being too bad. Once I did the first one, it was, you don't really feel anything. It's just, you just hear the buzzing, and that's about it. And it's like an X-ray basically, but just it's lasts for, I think it was 8 minutes or something like that. So it's quite a bit of radiation, and it's hard being in there knowing what that is doing to my body. So obviously it's going in and just zapping cells. That's the whole goal of it, is to go in there and eradicate any cancer cells left over, and also get rid of my existing stem cells, so that way there's room for the new ones, and that way they don't counteract. So pretty necessary treatment at this point, and right now there's no going back. Like, I've completely wiped out my existing stem cells, and I wouldn't be able to survive from here on if I didn't have new stem cells on the way. So it's pretty crazy to think about that. Stem cells are the whole basis of life. That's what creates everything in your body, and so it's almost like a new new life being given to you. It's weird, really weird to think how they can do that. But so yeah, the radiation stuff lasted 3 days. I did 2 sessions per day, and then we had to do a booster right to my nuts. I wasn't very excited about that. I guess leukemia likes to hide out in the nut sack, so they did a shot straight to the gonads, and that wasn't too pleasant. Laid there with my package out in front of 3 nurses, and they went ahead and zapped me, and that was about it. And either they're trying to kill off whatever cells are in there, or just trying to sterilize me. I don't know, but I guess they thought it was necessary. Pretty brutal thing, but hey, at least I got 2 kids out of the way. At least I can be thankful for that. Who knows what the future holds for any child, not childbearing being able to produce any children in the future after that. But yeah, that made my mind kind of twisted up for a little bit thinking about that. But sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. And other than the nut shot, the radiation was pretty not bad. There's a few things I researched beforehand that I feel like helped out quite a bit. So radiation likes to mess with your salivary glands, and it can dry up your mouth. So if you suck on something sour, like sour candy, while you're in radiation, it helps kind of block, I don't know, somehow protects those glands. And that's what I did. And so far, my mouth hasn't dried up yet. And another thing too is bag breathing. So you just grab a brown paper bag, breathe into it for 5 minutes, and it'll increase the amount of carbon dioxide in your body. And what that'll do is it protects your healthy cells and leaves those cancer cells vulnerable still. So that's a old Russian trick that I learned a couple weeks back, and that seemed to help quite a bit. Like, I haven't had much of the side effects that most people have from radiation, the nausea and just overall nasty feeling. I've honestly been feeling pretty good up until probably today. So today I started chemo, and then tomorrow I have one more, like I said, and that'll be it. But one thing I learned throughout these extended hospital stays is you definitely have to keep moving. So the first time I went in the hospital back in September, I was pretty sick and I didn't get out of bed for like 2 weeks, and I blew up just full of fluid, and like my legs were huge, and not to talk about my nuts anymore, but all the fluid, or a lot of the fluid, went to my balls, and so my scrotum just filled up like a grapefruit. It was horrible, and I couldn't walk at all. So walking is very key to keeping everything moving and making sure that fluid doesn't build up in the low-hanging places. So this time around, we've had a good plan coming in. Haley makes me get up and walk 3 times a day, and makes sure my brain is so twisted up right now. They gave me some good meds along with this chemo stuff. So where was I at? Probably drinking lots of fluid, and oral care is huge. Brushing and lots of mouthwash. They say use mouthwash or like a saline rinse every 30 minutes. Prevents a lot of issues with mouth sores and whatnot. But yeah, if you ever have to stay in the hospital for a while, make sure you freaking get up and walk as much as you can. It's crazy how much you degrade in just a matter of a week or two if you're laying in the hospital bed. But anyways, I'm probably just rambling at this point, so I should probably peace out of here. But anyways, just want to check in, and the hardest days are probably just ahead of me right now, with all the effects of the radiation and chemo starting to set in. So I just gotta get the strength to push through those. And so if you guys could keep me in your thoughts and prayers, and just put some good healing vibes out there, and pray that these new cells will stick and they'll be what I need to achieve good health long term. I'd really appreciate that. So we're doing everything we can here to get everything on track, and we're just fighting it the whole way. So and I really appreciate you guys always supporting, and I'll talk with you guys soon. Love y'all.